It's conference tournament season, and WagerTalk's got you covered with a couple of big game breakdowns for Wednesday night college hoops action. We'll talk some Big Ten, we'll talk some SEC, and I'm going to start with Oklahoma and Georgia. Looking at my odds logic live odds screen right now, the money's come for Georgia. They've been bet up 3.5, even some 4s popping up on my live odds screen. Total sitting in the 147.5, 148 range right now. And make no mistake about it, Oklahoma is as bubblicious as a bubble team can get. Joe Lunardi has them in the last 4 in territory. And of course, that's vulnerable to any Cinderella stories coming this weekend. And there will be some. Georgia's already played their way into the in territory. They don't need the win like the Sooners do, currently sitting as a projected number 9 seed. So the marketplace is telling us the must-win team better win today, and they better win by margin. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. Before I break it down, I want to ask you guys one simple favor. If you like this video, hit the like button. Thank you. That's all I could ask for. If you want, leave a comment below. Tell us what you think about these games. And of course, if you haven't done so already, join the nearly 200,000 of you who have subscribed to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. I do want to mention oddslogic.com/Teddy. 7-day free trial for OddsLogic. Check it out. Conference tournament season, there's no better time. Again, oddslogic.com/Teddy. Going to get you a free 7-day all-access pass. Check it out for a week. See if it helps you with your capping. I'll tell you something, I can't live without it. So let's talk about Oklahoma and Georgia. There was one regular season meeting in Athens. Oklahoma was a 7.5-point dog in that game. They led by 3 at halftime. The end game was not so kind to the Sooners in that contest. Certainly not for their backers. They ended up losing by 10, which was Georgia's biggest lead of the game. The only time either team led by double digits the entire way was right at the end. So the foul and three-pointer situation didn't work well for the underdog Sooners in that contest. And Georgia had a 20-point advantage at the free throw line. It took 37 free throw attempts compared to only 9 for Oklahoma, which, given the way these two teams play, is a disparity I'm not expecting to see again in the rematch. Oklahoma's clicking right now, all right? They're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games, all as underdogs. 3 outright upset wins during that span. They beat Texas, Missouri, Mississippi State. They had a 1-point loss to Kentucky, a game they led with 20 seconds left. A 3-point loss to Ole Miss. They led that game with less than 20 seconds left. They have NBA talent in the Frosh, Jeremiah Fears. I worry about / look to back NBA talent in tournament settings. And certainly, Jeremiah Fears is a guy who I've got my eye on right now. And again, this is a Sooners team. They started out 13-0. And they went 0-4 in Open SEC. They went to 3-10 in conference before this recent surge. And it's really hard for me to fade teams like Oklahoma in conference tourney action as a dog in their opener. The full season stats are lying. They're playing as well as they did early in the season right now. And they're in must-win mode. Georgia's got NBA talent too, Asa Newell, and they're also 5-0 against the spread their last 5. They just beat Florida, Texas, South Carolina, and Vandy in their last 4 games. But we got to put asterisks with those wins. It was a horrible sandwich spot for Florida when they faced them. Texas collapsed down the stretch again, and we're coming off a brutal overtime loss. Vandy looked gassed in the season finale. South Carolina was the worst team in the SEC. That whole winning streak for Georgia, in my mind, is a thing that maybe a little bit overvalued in the marketplace. And of course, Mike White, head coach, he's saying, hey, nothing's changed for us. Every practice, every game, mid-majors, non-conference, conference games is about being our best, striving for growth. We've had good momentum because we continue to improve in a lot of areas, playing our best basketball, having won 4 in a row. We want that to continue. We take nothing for granted. That's certainly a positive quote. I'm not sure that the team is going to respond the way they're looking for in this one. I think the Sooners are live dogs in this one. It's Oklahoma or pass for this better. Before I talk about Rutgers and USC, I do want to let you guys know, again, real simple. One simple favor is all I'm going to ask. Like button. If you like this video, give me a like. Thank you. And of course, the comments are great. Agree, disagree. I don't mind if you put a comment in that disagrees with my analysis. If we all thought the same way, there'd be no betting marketplace. So let me know what you think below. And of course, subscribe to the WagerTalk YouTube channel. oddslogic.com/Teddy is going to get you 7 days all access in terms of live odds service. And I'm telling you, this time of the year, it is valuable for your betting skills. Check it out, oddslogic.com/Teddy. Rutgers and USC, Big Ten action tonight. And looking at that Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing USC -1. There are some -1.5s on the board. Total in the 152.5, 153 range. And Rutgers certainly has NBA talent. They've got 2 lottery picks, potentially 2 top 3 picks in Harper and Bailey. That being said, nobody else on the team has done a damn thing all year. USC has NBA talent too, but it's not of the same caliber. Desmond Claude, a projected / potential second rounder. They don't have a Harper. They don't have a Bailey. They don't have a transformational talent. These are 2 pretty good offensive teams. Both have far better offensive metrics than defensive metrics. And that certainly showed in the only previous meeting this year, 95-85, a shootout. Scarlet Knights at home, -3.5 in that ballgame. They won and covered. Total was 151.5, not that dissimilar to what we're seeing today for these 2 teams. And it flew over by more than 4 touchdowns. Okay, flew over the total. Eric Musselman, USC head coach, quote, talking about the Trojans' defense of late. And that bad defensive performance for USC was not anything that we haven't seen repeatedly from the Trojans down the stretch. Musselman's quote, our starting unit defensively in a lot of recent games, teams are shooting percentage just that you don't even shoot when nobody's guarding you. Look at the 3-point shots in some of our recent games. Teams are shooting 70%. Musselman not happy with the defensive effort of late. And for the season, the Trojans have held the teams to 33% shooting from beyond the arc. That being said, Rutgers hit 9 out of 20 against USC last month. Musselman did one other thing, and really this stood out to me down the stretch. He spent the back half of the season complaining about USC's travel. He said his team was gassed, and they closed out the team this regular season 2-8 straight up, 3-7 against the spread in their last 10. Both wins came at home in step-down in class games as favorites against Washington and Penn State. This is going to be their 5th multi-time zone trip since the second week of January. Even NBA teams don't usually travel back and forth, east to west that much, like USC has done. And yet, that's what the Trojans are doing right now. I don't trust USC in this ballgame. Rutgers, they played good ball down the stretch, 3-2 straight up their last 5, 2 overtime wins during that span. They're fighting. USC quit more than a handful of games down the stretch, including the regular season. Now, they're playing UCLA and they quit in a 27-point loss. That's not a positive sign moving forward. Blown out at Oregon, blown out at Maryland, blown out at Purdue. That's not what we're seeing from Rutgers. Rutgers lost first round last year. They did pull the first round upset 2 years ago, and Steve Pickle's interested. Rutgers exactly the type of team that could come out of nowhere and make a run to go dancing. Pickle, quote, it's a new season. We have a new chance. We're trying to get our guys to learn from their lessons. Going to a neutral site may be good for us. Our guys have gotten better. We played some great basketball. I think Rutgers is the better of these 2 teams, and I'm looking to back NBA talent in tournament settings. That would mean for this better, it's Scarlet Knights or pass. And Rutgers right now, again, +1, +1.5. No argument here if you just took Rutgers on the money line in this one. That's what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching WagerTalk TV. Best of luck with all your bets. Let's see if we can cash some tickets tonight. Visit my page, wt.buzz/TC. And of course, oddslogic.com/Teddy for that free 7-day trial. Best of luck. Have a great day. We'll do it again tomorrow. Cheers.